What's up everybody, it's Levi with modern.done.wright. Today I'm going to show you how to build this platform bed. Hope you guys enjoy the video. What is up everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to build a DIY platform bed from basic construction lumber. I do have to say this video was inspired from another YouTube channel called Modern Builds. I actually ended up reaching out to Modern Builds and had a full-on conversation with the guy. His name's Mike Montgomery and he's a super down-to-earth guy. I totally recommend watching his content. I'll for sure leave a link down to his DIY platform bed video in the description. To start out, I do want to say measurements will be down in the description. First thing I did was took 4x4s that were just pine and glued them, clamped them, and doweled them together. Alright guys, so I got the 4x4s all joined together. Yeah, the whole idea of not using a doweling jig and just clamping them and drilling, then cutting off the dowel after you hammer it in is, I think it's a good idea. I think it speeds it up, but at the end of the day we get the same result. We got the 4x4s joined together. They are right there drying. So tomorrow after they're dry, I'm gonna take the clamps off and we're gonna go ahead and start building out the frame. So I'm excited. See you guys then. Once I get these clamps off the 4x4s, I'm gonna go ahead and run it through the planer to give it a nice finished look. Now, by no means is it necessary to have a planer do this project. You can totally utilize a belt sander. It's just a little bit quicker. Alright, so now that I have the boards all planed, I'm going to go ahead and take a belt sander and sand them, clean them up before I start assembling everything. Well, I'm going to sand and then I'm going to cut and assemble. So let's get back at it. One thing to point out is the chop saw looked really great on camera, but it was not practical at all. I would recommend using a speed square and a skill saw. It worked way better and it was a lot faster. Now that everything is cut, like I said before, we're going to have those two side pieces, the back piece that's just one 4x4, and the foot of the bed. I had this cool idea to take tie down straps and tie everything together and use compression to hold it while I assembled it, and it worked out really well. Totally recommend it. The next thing I did is I'm drilling these recess holes for the bolts. I'm using 10-inch long bolts to bolt everything together. I'm doing this because I want the bed to be able to be assembled or disassembled really easily. So as you can see, I'm doing 2 bolts per corner because I wanted this bed to be hella strong. So that's what I did and it worked out really well. assembling the base, I installed the legs. I got these awesome hairpin legs off Amazon for like 45 bucks for all 4. I'll for sure include that link in the description. Next thing I did is I took a 2x4 and ripped it right in half. I'm doing this that way I can screw it on the inside of the bed and create a lip for the 2x4s to sit in. If it doesn't make sense, just watch it and I promise you it's going to make sense. Also here, I'm taking the 2x4s, I think 10, and cutting them to the width of the bed, and then I'm going to assemble it all. Here is where I'm screwing that 2x4 on to create the lip. Then after, you're going to see me set the 2x4s in it. The next thing I did is I took a piece of plywood and ripped it right in half. I'm going to be using this piece for the headboard. Here I'm cutting a piece of MDF to sit on top of the 2x4s. That way the weight's distributed nicely and also it doesn't mess up your mattress. Now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and screw the headboard right to the back of the bed. The next thing I did is I took some 2x4s, ran them through the table saw, and cut them about 1/2 inch thick. I did this to create trim for the headboard. I just used wood glue and brad nails to connect it all to the headboard, and ultimately my goal was to make the headboard look finished and a little bit thicker, which I think it did a good job at. And to give the bed an even more finished look, I used a router to go over the edges. Here you can see I'm using that 1-inch dowel to cap off all the holes. Next step is to sand everything. I'll be honest guys, I would totally be lying to say I love this part. I hate sanding, but it is a necessary evil, so let's go ahead and get everything sanded. So once I was done sanding, I went ahead and used a router to round over the edge a tiny bit on the outer edge of the bed. Turned out super nice. And now it's time to stain. The color I'm using to stain this bed is Special Walnut. I wanted to go with a darker stain, that way if I had white covers on it, it would have a really good contrast. Once I get this all stained, I'm going to go ahead and use a water-based polyurethane finish to get everything finished and sealed up. Now that I'm getting everything finished up, the next step is to use some non-expensive LED lights under the bed. I'm using this to create a really cool underglow effect. You guys are going to see how it looks at the end of the video. Now it's done. Guys, this bed turned out amazing. I'm so happy with how easy it was to make, but how awesome it turned out. It looks high quality, and it also was super simple to build. I highly recommend this to everyone. The wood was under $100 and the legs were just 45 bucks. So there you go, you have yourself a nice platform bed for under $145. Another thing I was going for with this bed was to create a really cool look with LED lights. Honestly, the fact that it's a platform bed in itself makes it cool, but adding the lights to it took it to a whole nother level. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, obviously hit that like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to put a video out a week, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.